Hello everyone, I am Dishant and welcome to JIPMAT Preparation Strategy Series of IPM IM Bodhgaya. Here we have JIPMAT LR sectional toppers Jyotirmay Sil, Vaishnavi and Pratham Rawal. Does being strong in quants helps in solving LRDI questions faster?
I think it would help to some extent, but not completely, because quant is basically math and numerics. So, firstly, it would increase your speed in solving the questions, and secondly, it would help you to analyze the data better and interpret it. So, in to some extent, yeah, I think it definitely helps you.
Adding to Vaishnavi's point, I would, in my experience, what I have noticed in my preparation is that while it does help to an extent, but I think all of us have studied till 10th maths. So I think that is enough. What we have to focus on for preparation purposes is speed math. You have to solve a number of questions in a lesser amount. Especially in LRDI, what you have to do basically is you have to find patterns. So, and that applies for quants as well as verbal, because both of these you have to find patterns in them. So if you're good at maths, you can quickly analyze that, okay, this is multiplied and this is added. So that definitely helps. But to a large extent, it doesn't, because if you know the basics, you can do it pretty well if you're well accomplished in that.
Sometimes 3 to 4 questions are clubbed together in puzzles, Venn diagrams, etc. And they are quite time consuming also. So, what was your strategy to tackle them? Because most of the people just skip them.
Well, my personal approach has been to skip any question if I know it's going to be time consuming. It's a competitive exam and time is of the essence. You can't afford to waste any of it. So I would just skip them and come back to them later. While actually going through the answers, attempting them, I would just see all the options and they give a lot of hints towards it. What do you feel about it, Jyotirmay?
Well, what I have observed is that if these five questions are clubbed together, so what you can do is four questions, that is 1.5 minutes each, that is 6 minutes for those four questions. So if you can solve that in 3 minutes, you get to score these four questions and then some. So what happens is you can score more, and of course when you are preparing, so you start to see patterns and you see that, okay, this is type A question, and you can quickly identify whether you are comfortable doing it or not. If you're comfortable doing it, try to do it and then score that, and then score in the questions you will attempt after that. So that was my strategy.
Actually, that is how you are away from the crowd.
Yeah, definitely it separates you.
Okay. So, what was your strategy in attempting mocks and analyzing them?
So, firstly, I think everyone should give a lot of mocks. And when I did give my mocks, I realized that my strong point is LRDI. And I would and after I gave my mocks, I would sit down and maybe give a minimum of 1.5 hour to analyze the mocks and see where I went wrong. And I would redo that questions, because if you redo the questions, you'll get clarity on the concept where you went wrong, and it would bring in perfection. So, and also speed. That would again help you to give better performance next time.
Yeah, I would agree with that, because analyzing mocks is more important than giving the mocks itself. That's what I feel. Because when you analyze the mock, you understand where you went right, where you went wrong. And apart from the wrong thing which Vaishnavi mentioned, the things you figure out that, okay, this I am doing right, you try to reduce your time in that. So that's what I realized from analyzing my mocks, which is again very important. And yeah, that's how I analyze my mocks. Attempting mocks, the more mocks you attempt, the more you can score in the actual exam.
So, any advice you all want to give for the future aspirants?
Well, my advice would be to stay confident in yourself and don't get demotivated by your mock results, and just be confident. That's it.
And I think the real deal is 2 months before your exam. I think that's where you have to be very focused. And if you're focused in those 2 months, I think you can crack it.
My advice to all aspirants is to enjoy the process. Giving mocks can be stressful in those months of preparation. If you enjoy it, it's all the more bearable and you actually turn out to be happy and satisfied with the results. And thank you, Dishant, for these wonderful questions and all the best to the future aspirants.
All the best to everyone.
All the best.
All the best.